So I've just got in from work and my wife's just showed me some breaking news about, I'm not sure if it's been verified or not, about a young lady, Caroline Flack, who is mostly known for her presenting roles on Love Island. Again, the stories are mixed, but it looks as though she has passed away. Whether she has taken her own life or not, there's a high percentage of the reports that are coming in that that's correct. Again, whether that's true, I am not too sure. But if someone has taken their own life, if she has took that option, you know, this is what Believe in Bruce, this is what Believe in Bruce, my channel is trying to do. You know, we speak about the head and the heart, about how thoughts become things, thinking, feeling and acting. And what I do in my corporate role is, you know, in society itself, there's this thing where, you know, speak up and, you know, and tell people your story. Yeah, tell people your story. And we're far from getting it right. Right, we are far from getting it right. Mental health, well-being, all this type of stuff, it's become fashionable now. It's become palatable to talk about it. Yet we've still got people who, when they, no, it's fine. It's fine that when you're okay to talk about it, and you can give these stories about stuff when you haven't been affected. But in that dark moment, that's when people really need to feel that psychological safety that they can speak up, to be aware of the fact that there are people out there who, no matter how bad it seems, will listen to you. And it's that there. It's already talking about when we're great. And again, if we can get the proactive stuff out there, brilliant. You know, reactive stuff, that's where we are now. If Bruce comes into work one day and he doesn't see himself and, you know, we're training people to intervene, brilliant. But actually, what we should be doing is more proactive stuff up front. So Bruce doesn't get to that stage, Bruce doesn't get to that feeling where you're noticing Bruce's body language changing, where you're noticing that he's not himself. And it is passionate. It's a passionate subject for me. Now, I've had 3 people in my life, if you will, connected with, who've taken their own lives. First one was my father's first wife up in Scotland. Now, her taking her life in the way that she did affected my dad, which then impacted on me because of my dad's mental health. We then had Terry, that when we were younger, a lad I used to knock around with. There was a group of us who used to knock around. Not so much as we grew up, but definitely when we were, you know, sort of 14, 15, 16, 17 years old. Really, really nice guy. He took his life. He's 20 years, like ridiculously young. And also another guy I used to play football with, Keith. He took his life. So if it is this, and if it's not, do you know what? Let's just put the facts on the table here. Is that as a society we've got to ask ourselves, are we really doing enough to help people in that moment be aware enough that there is another option? Now, Caroline Flack, she had reached the pinnacle of, let's just say, you know, hosting a show, Love Island, whether you like it or not. It's a really popular show. It gets the views. She was almost that keynote, you know, that keystone person, if you will. So for that brain to be wired and that reward center to be constantly hit by all that adulation and stuff, and then for this thing to happen across here, whether or not that confrontation or that altercation with her partner took place, who knows, who cares? There would have been a crash of sorts, having to give up that position. And again, I'm not saying it's right or wrong, whatever happened with her, with her partner, but what I'm saying is, we can assume that there would have been a crash. Was enough support offered in that situation? I don't know. Did she even know that she was feeling the way she was feeling? I don't know. But it's when you're at that darkest point, when everything seems like it's going wrong, when the world seems like it's collapsing around you, are we doing enough to say there's help, there's support, that it is okay to speak up? Now this is one of our cubes. We go and help corporate organisations support their employees to feel like it's safe enough to speak up. Because if I had a quid for every post that I've seen about it's okay to speak up, it's okay to not be okay, but then actually people still don't feel like it's okay to not be okay, it's not okay to speak up, pisses me off, man. Pisses me off. You see people, when we use this cube, you'll see them waving it. Excuse me, can I just say? That cube just gives them permission. Permission to speak up, to create that psychological safety that's needed. To take that first step. To take that first step to reaching out to someone. To say that they've got a problem. To say, I don't even know what's going on, but I just feel I would like to talk. And if these reports are correct, then we failed. We failed as a society, and we keep failing as a society, because I don't think we're doing enough. I think we're moving in the right direction, but as a society, I don't know, man. You wouldn't think twice about telling someone that you've hurt your ankle, you've got a sore shoulder, you've broke your finger. So why, oh why do we hold back the fact that we might not be feeling well in here? That we might be hurting in here? Like, what is the matter with us? What is it going to take for us to move to that next level where people are allowed to say, this is what's going on inside in my head and my heart? Where they can offer as freely as they want. They might not even know what they're talking about because it's hard to define what's going on. You know, if you hurt your finger, you can say, this is where it's hurting. In your heart or in your head, it's not that specific. It can just be a feeling. Be like a cloud. But to talk about something, to put it out there, to feel like you've got the support, to know where the support is at that particular moment, that's where we need to be focusing. That's where we're failing. That's where we're not helping people. At that moment where they think they've got nothing available to them, what do we need to do? What is it? What do we need to do to be able to give someone, a fellow human being, a little bit of support, a little bit of hope, a little bit of light, a little bit of awareness that there is another it doesn't have to be that one. That there is another option. There's too many people, not only the individuals, but the impact that it has on the family, friends, mental health. Honestly, thinking, feeling, acting is at every single thing that we do. And we need as a society to educate ourselves. To educate ourselves and to be more of our field. In the schools. Yeah, the Battle of 1066. Who gives a shit? Educate for you. This is why you feel certain ways. This is how your emotions impact on you. This is different tools that you can use to be better prepared for the world that you're going into. I wish I had that when I was 4 years old. I wish I had somebody telling me about those feelings and emotions and stuff, because I'd be sitting here in front of you now a better person. Are we doing enough to help the young children, the young adults coming through, so they're better prepared? You know, is that where we need to start? Is it? Because we're waffling a lot about it. Waffling. Posters. And I know that people care, some people care. But as a society, we've got a collective responsibility for ourselves and each other to try to help ourselves be the best version of ourselves by being more in tune with our thoughts and feelings. And how simple is that to do? Like, why is it a debate? Why is it taboo? Why is it why? Why is it not just something that we can talk about, we know where to go? Just as easy as if we got a cough, we know to go to the pharmacist and get some cough medicine. If we are feeling this, reaching out, because there will be people out there now. And I'm just talking about this specific story that I've just read, because people will be interested in that particular story. But this could be your next door neighbour. It could be you. It could be me. Right? It could be me. Where are we going wrong? Why is it not commonplace? What do we need to do so that in that particular moment, not when we're happy and joyful and oh yeah, mental health, and we can talk about it and here's my story, but at that dark moment where you think you've got nothing left, where you think you've got no one to talk to, what do we need to do to change that tipping point, that critical T-junction, where instead of somebody turning left, they turn right because they're aware of those thoughts. I just don't know as a society if we're doing enough. I'm not sure if we are. What do you think? What do you think if it was you, if it was a member of your family? How would you view society? How would you assess the rest of us? Are we giving that support that you need? Are we giving you the information, the education, the awareness to be more in control with your thoughts and feelings? Stress, anxiety, depression. You know, we talk about it, but it's often in the, and prove me wrong, it seems to be more in the reactive state. As I said before, we notice when somebody's not themselves. What are we doing up front to create an environment where people thrive and not dive? Where people are allowed to be the best versions of themselves, so it's less likely that you see these exhibited behaviours of when people are down or depressed or, you know, the negative side of it, because we're doing proactive stuff up front. There's got to be something we can do. As a human race, we care about ourselves, and if we care about ourselves, we care about each other. There's got to be something more that we can do. Like I said, I've been affected by people taking their lives. Directly. Yeah, directly. So I am passionate about it. I am interested in trying to fix it. I am curious about what else we can do to get out there. And I'm up for joining in. I'm up for joining in. If there's stuff that we can do together to help people be aware, more educated with their thoughts and feelings, let us know. Let me know what you think we can do so that when somebody, and it might even be yourself, and you might have experienced this before, when you're in that dark place, there's something that clicks in your brain that just starts shining a light that says, this is the way to come. Just whatever you're doing, start coming this way. And if we can give them A, B and C on that journey. And you know, if you've been there before, let me know below. Let me know below the stuff that you went through. The information that you wish you had access to. Or the support that was or wasn't there. So we can all start sharing this learning. Because until it becomes as simple or as authentic or as safe to say, I've hurt my arm, I've cut my finger, I don't feel well in here, then we're failing each other. We are failing each other. So I'm going to put, again, I've just got in from work, I don't know what to do, but I'm going to put some links below, the Samaritans, Mind Charity, etc. And again, if you've got any numbers or organisations that you think people could could connect to, put the comments in below. But we've got to start helping ourselves. We've got to start loving ourselves more. We've got to start supporting ourselves more to help ourselves to reduce the amount of times that this happens, because it's unacceptable. And if these stories aren't true, again, it hasn't been verified, then my thoughts and feelings go out to everybody. You know, not just the Flack family, but everybody who's affected by situations like this. We need to do more as a society.